The entities are beings with extremely potentially long lifespans. And this being so, it gives humanity cause to initiate a more insightful understanding into beings that expend an inordinate amount of resource influencing our daily occurrence. For arcane reasons only known to the Creator, the prominence of humanity to the Creator and the entities are indeed, at very best, enigmatic. Humanity can no longer afford the opulence of ignorance. Since the origin of humanity as a creation, we have reached the point of equidistant, teetering on the fulcrum of our being, truly a superlative time. Although it's human nature to focus on the finite instead of the infinite, it would be to humanity's betterment to focus on that which we deem or consider incomprehensible. Our decision upon whom we decide to submit our will to should be arrived at only after extreme deliberation. Only then may we proceed truthfully. First and foremost, we need to understand who and what we are submitting to and how they affect and influence our lives. You'll choose to serve, and if you need be, you'll need to apply reverse confrontation too. We begin with humility. Humility is one of the entities that serve life and love. Humility isn't a weakness. Ironically, there is an extensive sector of humanity that views humility as a weakness, which isn't surprising considering the same individuals also view meekness as weakness, when in reality, nothing could be further from the truth. The individuals that describe the entities that serve life and love as weak, unbeknownst to them, they are describing the characteristics that exemplify the Creator. There is written in the Bible the saying, "The meek shall inherit the earth." I don't believe the Creator would entrust the world to a population of submissive weaklings. Let the truth be told. Humility is a source of unfathomable power and wonder. Meekness is power under control. Humility and meekness are dissimilar to weakness. Pride. Pride is contrary to humility. Pride is an entity that serves death and hate. Pride and ego are the beginning of the end. Yet, the individuals, once again, unbeknownst to them, tries to invoke it as a positive entity that serves life and love, when in reality, pride is a self-imposed dual concept that is a merit of empirical in-depth study, truly one of life's paradox. Fortunately, the reverse confrontation is through character is made apparent. Pride is the ultimate achievement of narcissistic conceit. Care. Care is one of the entities that serve life and love, and one of the most compelling of the entities that warms and strengthens, nourishes your heart, and creates mindfulness, exhibiting concern for others and their well-being. Care is helping someone or something to endure a turbulent trial and tribulation without the thought of being compensated for your efforts. Envy. Envy is contrary to care. Envy is one of the entities that serves death and hate. Its characteristics is a disrespect for anything that it considers worthless or vile. And for the individual who submits to his will, that individual will hold everyone in contempt and disdain. Envy is discontented or resentful towards life, a bitterness of being unfairly treated by life. Envy is fed by the jealous suspicion of the monster of unfaithful treachery. Envy thrives on suspicion. Selflessness. Selflessness is one of the entities that serve life and love. It is the cradle of compassionate insight to understanding, the consciousness of denying oneself so that through your act of allowing something more important or precious to happen for the sake of love's glory, which is the true definition of sacrifice. giving of something that you can't afford to be without, not expecting compensation, but having faith in love's justice. Greed. Greed is one of the entities that serve death and hate. Greed is contrary to selflessness. Greed is an overly excessive desire for more than is needed for the sake of selfishness. Greed is never satisfied. Greed is happy in more greed. As far as greed is concerned, all of anything is never enough. It needs more of the most of everything, and it would rob from itself when it could only figure out how to do it. Greed's ultimate goal is the narcissistic conceit of total greed, its only joy. Discipline. Discipline is one of the entities that serve life and love. Contrary to the individual who submits to the entities that serve death and hate, it isn't a bad word. Discipline is understanding that order and structure, organization in both the individual and to the greater whole of society as well. In regards to the individual, discipline assists in the attainment of goals in life and helps develop purpose and direction and strengthens your resolve. In structural organization, it reinforces stability within the community, environment, enhancing and promoting a safe and nurturing world. Sloth. Sloth is one of the entities that serve death and hate. Sloth or laziness is contrary to discipline and is best described as being unassuming, submitting to the entities of death and hate. Sloth convinces the believer in sloth that everything in life is a hassle and an inconvenience, that nothing in life is worth any effort, and that everything is too much work. Adhering to the belief that work is the adversary and believing everything should be easy. And in life, only fools work hard, and the only exception in life is achieving absolute accomplished laziness. And all matters and incompleteness come with and are replete with excuses. Joy. Joy is the entity that serves life and love. Joy is the euphoria of the soul. Beyond definition of words, the threshold which expresses the uniqueness and explains why joy's attainment is so elusive. All the best things in life always are, and they always will require hard work and total commitment. Joy is the one entity that acts as a receptacle for the entities that serve life and love, allowing for the experiences of the other 6 entities to blossom over time. And in doing so, one can attend the experience of joy and be complaint recipient of this wondrous fortune, the beginning of serenity, the ultimate experience of life. Anger. Anger is the one of the entities that serve death and hate. Anger is contrary to joy. Anger is the voluntary belief that violence is the primary solution in every and any given situation in life, be it physical or psychological. Anger is energized from aggression and hostile behavior, resulting in total regret of the outcome, always leading to an immoderate wrath, leaving the individual who submits to anger always feeling incomplete, empty, and exhausted. There is an anonymous saying that I have found over time to be true. A good soldier is never angry. Contentment. Contentment is one of the entities that serve life and love. Contentment is accepting, optimistic, flexibility, void of stress and anxiety. It's a great gift. 1 Timothy 6 chapter 6 to 12 verse describes contentment as, for we brought nothing into the world, and we take nothing out of it. Contentment is the deeper satisfaction, gratitude. It influences happiness, simplicity. Once you submit and become learned in contentment, you understand you don't need more. You stop acquiring and start enjoying. Your needs precedes your wants, and you understand what wants are. You conclude they aren't necessary. contentment relinquish wants and reveals the true intangible spiritual principle. Reference, count your blessings. To be consistent in contentment is truly a positive attainment in life. Lust. Lust is one of the entities that serve death and hate. Lust is contrary to contentment. Lust is a hunger that devours belief in life. It produces stress and frustration and disappointment, and it cloaks these and other characteristics with the illusion of pleasure, satisfaction. Lust's greatest asset is doubt. The general conception of lust to the world is associated with sexual food, but its influence is far-reaching, more than any other entity that serves death and hate. Anything that can be perceived by the senses, lust desires to engage with it wholeheartedly. Be it money, power, whether tangible or intangible, having an unparalleled devotion to attention. Because of this, it has an insatiable hunger to devour everything, so bolstering the other entities that serves death and hate. Greed, anger, envy, ego, pride, possessiveness, etc., magnifying the ability of its associates. Covetousness. Covetousness is an entity that serves death and hate. Covetousness is contrary to restraint. Covetousness is the excessive, extreme desire to possess something or someone that another has, and more than not, they didn't work for it. And it also, whether they need it or not, for the individual who submits to covetous, the grass is always greener on the other side. They're never content with their own grass. The most destructive character of covetousness is life belongs to them, and everything in life, from another individual, what they have done or will do or will ever do, belongs to the individual who submits to covetous. Covetous is the cradle of all wars and self-destruction. Restraint. Restraint is an entity that serves life and love. Restraint is the conscientious stability of honest and responsible hard work, adhering to norms and rules. Restraint exemplifies an endearing characteristic of the Creator. All of the entities must adhere to norms and rules. Even the Creator of all things can't interfere with free will. Restraint persona emanates self-control, the heart of integrity, strong moral principles, and uprightness. Integrity is the simplest and least stressful choice in life, the true cornerstone of adulthood. You build healthy relationships based on mutual trust and respect. All of these qualities rest within restraint. In conclusion, the entities that serve life and love, death and hate are so dissimilar. Unbeknownst to humanity, the persistent endeavor to serve two masters is the nucleus of our trials and tribulations. Thankfully, through reverse confrontation, all of the characteristics of all the entities are being disseminated for the benefit of all of humanity. The age of awareness is commencing.